welcome back to Real Life English. As you know, my name is Tanita and I like to give you videos that teach you the English we use in real life, the stuff that we use every day. In our short video series this month, we are going to be having a look at some grammar fixes. I'm specifically focusing on common words that often get confused and used incorrectly. Before we get started, just a reminder that for my longer videos that I release once a month, I do include a free worksheet. I do recommend that you download these worksheets, which you can find in the description of my videos, because I highly encourage everyone to actively participate and learn. So while you are watching the video, or when you watch it for the second or third time, you can work through the worksheet and check your answers to the answer sheet and actively learn this language. Remember, if you find these videos valuable, to subscribe to my channel, click the thumbs up and the bell notification. This will let you know when I release a new video, which can help you improve your English. Let's not waste any more time. Today we're going to have a look at the words say and tell, which often get confused. When it comes to the word say, there are 4 common ways that we use it and when we should use it that I'm going to cover today. The first one is that we use say with something to someone. Let's take a look at an example before I explain it a little bit more. Mary said something funny to me yesterday. So here we can see Mary said something funny, all right, to me yesterday. So when we use this structure, say plus something plus to someone, we know that we should always use say and not tell. We also use say with that clauses. So every time you use the word that plus the rest of the clause, we must use say and not tell. Here is an example. He said that he would go to the shops tomorrow. All right, so here I'm using that plus my clause, that he would go to the shops tomorrow, so I must use say. Now remember, I am using different tenses here, so say being an irregular verb needs to change accordingly. He said, past tense, that he would go to the shops tomorrow. Now, we also use say with other words like when and what. So if we use when or what plus a noun clause, we must use the word say. As an example, I never said when I would come back home. So here, because I'm using the word when to talk about time, I must use said and not tell. I never said when I would come home. Lastly, we also use say with to and a verb. My friend always says to eat quickly. All right, maybe my friend likes to eat quickly, and this is a way that we would use says or say and not tell. I must say that the structure is maybe not as common when it comes to sort of everyday life. I generally, personally, don't use the structure too often, so this is something you would need to decide for yourself. Is this a structure that you like to use, says to plus the verb, or not? It's based on personal preference and also sometimes on what you're talking about. All right, so we had a look at some of the more common ways that we use say. To recap, we say something to someone. We use say with a that clause. We use say with when or what and noun clauses. And we also use say with to and a verb. Let's move on to when we should use the word tell. So here it's a little bit tricky because it's very similar to the first common way that we use say, but it's slightly different. We always tell someone something. So in say, we say to say something to someone, but for tell, it's to tell someone something. So we're not using the to, number one, and the structure is a little bit different. Looking at an example, I could say, I told Jennifer about the meeting yesterday. So this is information that I gave her. We also use tell with some specific words. And let's have a look at an example of those. We always tell a lie, tell the truth, tell a joke, or tell a story. All right, you might think that we should say a story or say a joke, but we don't. We always use tell. Those are some of the exceptions when it comes to whether you should use say or tell. One of the ways that I like to help my students understand when to use these two words is the following little trick or thing to remember. I always tell my students that we should use say if you are talking about something that someone has spoken out in words. It doesn't necessarily have to be directed to a person. So somebody can just say something. All right, so I said I was going to the shops. She said she will go to the mall today. These are just things that people are saying, but we're not necessarily talking about who or where it's directed at. For tell, it's the complete opposite. We always tell something to another person. It's directed, okay? So what I mean by this is I told this person something, okay, as we can see the structure. So she told him not to go to that house. Another example, I will tell my mother the story tomorrow. We had a look at how to use the words say and tell correctly, and I hope you found this video valuable and useful, and now you can maybe fix that possible grammar error you were making. I hope you have a wonderful day further, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great one. Bye!